On the first anniversary of Modi Government 2.0, Prime Minister Narendra Modi writes letter to fellow Indians, says India will set an example in economic revival. Letter to 100 million families across the country. In his letter to the nation, Prime Minister says India must become self-reliant and move forward on our own abilities in our own way through Atmanirbhar Bharat. Prime Minister says the hard work and talent of our workers will reduce India's dependence on imports. On the completion of 1 year, Modi Government 2.0, Bharatiya Janata Party to hold several online events to highlight achievements of government. Party Chief JP Nadda to address party workers via Facebook today. Railways have ferried 52 lakh workers taken to destinations via 3,840 trains. Chairman Railway Board assures operations will continue till all migrants are taken home. Government continues to bring back Indians stranded abroad under Vande Bharat mission. Thousands return home via various flights. An active COVID-19 cases, India rises to 87,987 with over 70,000 recoveries and 4,706 fatalities. Globally, coronavirus cases rise to 59,16,000 while the death toll crosses 3,64,000. Good morning. Welcome to English News. I am Anil Thomas. Now for the stories in detail. On the first anniversary of Modi Government 2.0, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has written a letter to fellow Indians. Let's take a look at 20 highlights of this letter. Well, the first highlight, India has achieved a financial inclusion, free gas and electricity connections, total sanitation coverage and made progress toward ensuring housing for all. India has demonstrated its mettle through the surgical strike and air strike. Second point, Article 370 Ram Mandir judgment, amendment to the Citizenship Act, further the spirit of national unity, integration and inclusiveness. Barbaric practice of triple talaq ends. The third point, the creation of the post of the Chief of Defence Staff was a long pending reform that has improved the coordination among the armed forces. Fourth, PM Kisan Samman Nidhi now includes all farmers in a year. More than 72,000 crore have been deposited in the accounts of over 9 crore 50 lakh farmers. Fifth, Jal Jeevan Mission will ensure supply of potable drinking water through pipe connections to over 15 crore rural households. Sixth, farmers, labourers, small shopkeepers and workers in unorganized sector are assured the provision of regular monthly pensions of 3,000 after the age of 60 years. National Traders Welfare Board constituted for the timely resolution of the problems of the traders. High quantum of financial assistance provided to more than 7 crore women attached to self-help groups. Eighth, keeping in mind the education of tribal children, government began the construction of more than 400 new Eklavya model residential schools. Separate department created for fishermen, several other decisions taken to strengthen the fisheries sector. 10th, Parliament registers record in terms of productivity. Laws to provide more protection to women, children and Divyang were passed. Many fear that India will become a problem for the world when the coronavirus hits India, but today through sheer confidence and resilience, India transforms the way the world looks at us. Be it clapping and lighting a lamp to honor corona warriors or by faithful adherence to rules during the nationwide lockdown, India shows that Ek Bharat is the guarantee for Shresth Bharat. Laborers and migrant workers have undergone tremendous suffering during COVID times, government working in a united and determined way to alleviate their troubles. PM said it is important for every Indian to follow guidelines to combat COVID. India has displayed patience so far, which is the reason for India being safe and in a better state than many other countries. In the last few days, a super cyclone has wreaked havoc in many parts of West Bengal and Odisha. Resilience of the people of these states is noteworthy. Their courage inspires the people of India. Prime Minister said there was a firm belief that India will also set an example in economic revival in the economic domain. Through their strength, 130 crore Indians can not only surprise the world but also inspire it. India must become self-reliant and move forward based on their own abilities in our own way, and there is only one way to do it: Atmanirbhar Bharat. 20 lakh crore package given for Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. The fragrance of Indian soil along with the sweat, hard work and talent of our workers will create products that will reduce India's dependence on imports. The PM said he was aware of the fact that there is a lot that needs to be done. There are many challenges and problems that our country faces, but there is nothing that India lacks. Finally, 130 crore Indians will decide our present and our future, and India will move ahead on the path of progress. Well, for more on this story, Sudhakar Das, our correspondent, joins us. Sudhakar, good morning. Sudhakar, Modi government 2.0 year 1 getting completed today. How has been the journey till date? What have been the achievements and what have been the challenges that this government has faced in its first year?
बिल्कुल, देखिए अनिल, बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है और सिर्फ सरकार के लिए नहीं, पूरे देश के लिए। और ये छठा साल है जो मोदी सरकार ने पूरा किया है और एक तरह से सीधे तौर पर कहे तो पिछले कई दशकों में पहली सरकार बनी जिसने लगातार दूसरी बार पूर्ण बहुमत के साथ सरकार बनाई, और पूर्ण बहुमत ही नहीं, सिर्फ अकेले एक पार्टी को भी 300 से ज्यादा सीटें। तो आप समझ सकते हैं कि कितना विराट जनादेश मिला था। लेकिन हमने पिछले एक वर्षों में देखा कि शायद ही जिस तरह का जो जनादेश मिला था, और शायद ही किसी एक पल भी प्रधानमंत्री चुप बैठे हों या आराम कर रहे हों। 24 घंटे 24/7 का जो मोड था, जो पिछले 5 वर्षों में चल रहा था, वो छठे वर्ष में भी जारी रहा। और निश्चित तौर पर जो तमाम फैसलों का जिक्र जो प्रधानमंत्री ने किया, 370 की बात हो या फिर राम मंदिर का मुद्दा हो या तमाम जो बड़े फैसले, या इस वक्त कोरोना संकट के दौर में भारत जो एक तरह से पूरी दुनिया को रास्ता एक तरह से दिखा रहा है, तो उन तमाम चीजों की बात करें तो भारत ने एक बहुत लंबी दूरी तय की है, एक बहुत मजबूत नींव भारत की बनी है। और नया भारत का जो नया सफर है उस पर जरूर कह सकते हैं कि भारत निकल पड़ा है। और आज प्रधानमंत्री की चिट्ठी से सीधे तौर पर आप ये कह सकते हैं, प्रधानमंत्री जब भी बात करते हैं वो लोगों को प्रेरित करते हैं, उत्साहित करते हैं। और एक तरह से जिस तरह से उन्होंने पिछले 6 वर्षों में सामूहिक शक्ति के सहारे देश को एहसास कराया है कि कोई भी काम नामुमकिन नहीं है, वही एहसास वो आज भी करा रहे हैं कि आज इस वक्त भले कोरोना का संकट हो, लेकिन भारत इस विपत्ति से पार पाते हुए अपना भविष्य खुद तय कर सकता है। तो ये बहुत बड़ी बात है। ये एक उत्साह का संचार पूरे देशवासियों में करेगा और देश को आगे बढ़ाने में, संकट से बाहर निकलने में, और आने वाले समय में भारत ने अपने लिए जो लक्ष्य तय किया है, तो शायद यही वजह है अनिल, आपको पता है कि अगर इस तरह का उत्साह, इस तरह के सामूहिक ताकत के सामर्थ्य को प्रधानमंत्री नहीं समझते, तो चाहे 8 करोड़ लोगों तक गैस सिलेंडर पहुंचाना हो, 2.5 करोड़ घरों को मुफ्त बिजली का कनेक्शन देना हो, करीब 48-39 करोड़ लोगों तक पीएम जनधन योजना का अकाउंट उनका खोलना हो, इस तरह के 11 करोड़ टॉयलेट्स बनाना हो, इस तरह के जो तमाम काम जो लगता है कि 70 साल में नहीं हुए, वो पिछले कुछ वर्षों में हुए, तो वो मुमकिन नहीं था। ये एक सामूहिक शक्ति से हुआ है और प्रधानमंत्री ने देशवासियों पर भरोसा किया। वही भरोसा इस वक्त वो फिर से जगा रहे हैं, चाहे वो आत्मनिर्भर भारत की बात कर रहे हैं या फिर वो कोरोना संकट में भी दिशा निर्देशों के पालन या फिर धैर्य रखने की बात कर रहे हैं। बहुत महत्वपूर्ण संदेश इस एक वर्ष पर प्रधानमंत्री का, और निश्चित तौर पर ये आने वाले कुछ समय के लिए ना सिर्फ देशवासियों को उत्साहित करेगा, प्रेरित करेगा, बल्कि आने वाले समय में देश की क्या दिशा होने वाली है, जो कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ आगे बढ़ने वाला है देश, ये प्रधानमंत्री ने सीधा संदेश दे दिया।
Okay, now also looking at Sudhakar, when you purely look at it from 1 year of progressive policies, now looking at the road ahead, how do you look at the road ahead for this particular government, considering what the world is facing today?
देखिए, सबसे खास बात मोदी सरकार की, प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी की ये रही है कि उन्होंने कभी भी समस्याओं से मुंह नहीं छिपाया, शॉर्ट कमिंग्स को सार्वजनिक तौर पर जाहिर करने में परहेज नहीं किया। लाल किले की प्राचीर से उन्होंने ऐलान किया कि नहीं, हमारे देशवासियों के पास टॉयलेट्स नहीं है तो टॉयलेट्स बनाना है। इस कार्यकाल की अगर बात करें तो उन्होंने ये ऐलान किया, मुझे हर घर तक 15 करोड़ घरों तक साफ पीने का पानी पहुंचाना है, इसके लिए 3.5 लाख करोड़ की योजना। तो ये एक देश की जो समस्याएं हैं, बुनियादी दिक्कतें हैं, उनको पहचाना। लेकिन इसके साथ साथ ही क्या जरूरी है, 100 लाख करोड़ रुपए का इन्वेस्टमेंट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के लिए जरूरी है, 25 लाख करोड़ रुपए ग्रामीण अर्थव्यवस्था को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए जरूरी है। और अनिल, उन्होंने जिक्र भी किया अपने लेटर में कि आज देखिए किस तरह से देश आगे बढ़ रहा है, गांव और शहरों के बीच किस तरह से खाई को कम किया जा रहा है। आज इंटरनेट यूजर्स की संख्या गांवों में शहरों से 10% ज्यादा है। यह दिखाता है कहीं मोदी सरकार का संकल्प और भारत की क्या आने वाले समय में दिशा होने वाली है। तो संतुलित तरीके से हर चीज पर ध्यान देते हुए, और निश्चित तौर पर एक भारत की जो दृढ़ इच्छा शक्ति है, चाहे नक्सलवाद से मुकाबले की बात हो, आतंकवाद से मुकाबले की बात हो, भ्रष्टाचार पर प्रहार की बात हो। पिछले 1 साल में हमने देखा कि 85 जो टैक्स सिस्टम में जो बड़े अधिकारी थे, प्रिंसिपल कमिश्नर स्तर तक के अधिकारी थे, उनको नौकरी से बाहर किया। तो बड़े और कड़े फैसले लेने का मादा जो आपने दिखाया, वो निश्चित तौर पर एक मिसाल के तौर पर आने वाले समय में याद किया जाएगा।
Well, we'll leave with that. Thank you and appreciate you joining us this morning with those updates there on the particular performance and the achievements of the government as it completes its first year in Modi government 2.0 and its 6th year in rule. Moving ahead, Prime Minister Narendra Modi took oath as the Prime Minister for the second term on May 30, 2019 after registering a landslide victory in the 2019 Lok Sabha polls, an unprecedented mandate. Big decisions were taken in the very first year besides introducing some big bang reforms. We have compiled this comprehensive report of the key achievements of the government in the last 365 days.
Narendra Damodar Das Modi was elected as the Prime Minister of India for the second consecutive time on May 30th. In the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, the country again entrusted the Narendra Modi to run government, once again with a massive majority. Several historic decisions have been taken in the first year of Modi 2.0. In the second term of Modi government, the most important decision taken was regarding the state of Jammu Kashmir. The government removed certain provisions of Article 370, after which the state was also bifurcated into 2 separate union territories, that of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. The government also implemented the Citizenship Amendment Act in its second term. It fast-tracks Indian citizenship for persecuted minorities from Bangladesh, Afghanistan and Pakistan. The Modi government took a historic decision as they passed a Triple Talaq bill which empowers Muslim women. The Muslim Women Marriage Protection Bill 2019 was passed by Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha to ban Triple Talaq. Modi government took important steps towards economic recovery in the country by merging 10 state-run banks to form 4 national banks. Apart from this, Modi government formed 15-member trust to oversee construction of Ram Mandir in keeping with the Supreme Court verdict.
मोदी सरकार के दूसरे कार्यकाल का 1 साल पूरा हुआ है। 2014 से देखेंगे तो 6 साल पूरे हुए हैं। ये 6 साल में भारत बहुत बदला, गरीब को आवाज मिला, सामाजिक न्याय मिला, जो विभाग अविकसित थे उनको आकांक्षा मिली और कौशल मिला, युवाओं को रोजगार के अवसर मिले। ऐसे में पिछले 1 साल में बड़े बड़े फैसले हुए, जिसमें 370 धारा का हटना, राम मंदिर निर्माण शुरू होना, ट्रिपल तलाक पर पाबंदी लगना, बैंकों का विलय होना और आर्थिक क्षेत्र में सबसे कम कॉर्पोरेट टैक्स वाला देश बनना, बहुत सुधार हुए।
In its second term, Modi government also has to deal with the corona pandemic, for which they took stringent steps to overcome it. The Modi government has been praised globally during the coronavirus pandemic for timely implementation of steps to control its spread. World leaders praised Modi government as well as Prime Minister Modi for announcing a special relief package of 20 lakh crore rupees amidst the ongoing lockdown due to the coronavirus. Each sector as well as all sections of society have been given several reliefs to overcome the economic impact of the corona crisis. This package is about 10% of India's GDP. The Prime Minister has also started an Atmanirbhar campaign which states the theme of Vocal for Local.
अभी देश कोविड के संकट से जूझ रहा है। हमारे पास कोई तैयारी नहीं थी, ना मास्क बनता था, ना वेंटिलेटर बनते थे, ना स्वैप की स्टिक भी नहीं बनती थी और न ही पीपीई सूट्स बनते थे। आज सभी बनने लगे। मेक इन इंडिया का आविष्कार 4 महीने में हो गया और आज देश आत्मनिर्भर होकर आज कोरोना से लड़ रहा है और देश के जनता के सहयोग से हम कोरोना को मात देंगे, ये मुझे विश्वास है।
Overall, the Modi government has taken several steps in its second term, from taking important steps for development of society to support the nation's economy. Government has taken necessary steps. Apart from this, government is working round the clock to provide relief to people. With Shailendra Mishra, DD India.
Well, for more on this story, our correspondent Arun Sharma joining us this morning. Arun, 6 years of the Modi government and the first year of Modi government 2.2. How has been the journey so far, and how would you look at the last 1 year in particular?
6th year, Anil. I mean, let's look at this way. In 2014, when the Modi government came to power, people actually voted for transformation.
True.
In 2019, when Modi government came to power again, that means Modi 2.0, people actually voted for, making India a global leader. That's what India was looking for. Till 2019, the Modi government was saying Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. After 2019, the Modi government started saying, the narrative was that Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas and Sabka Vishwas. So that Vishwas was the key word, that how to, be it the cooperative federalism, be it taking all the states on board, be it passing all the reformist bills in the parliament, taking everybody on board. These were some of the big initiatives, or the big, takeaways when we talk about last 365 days of the Modi government, be it working for Kisan, PM Kisan Samman Nidhi. This scheme has given immense, this has benefited immensely to the farmers. I mean, close to 10 crore farmers in our country are benefited because of PM Kisan scheme. Various strong measures were taken, a reformist approach was taken by the government so that India can be taken on the developmental path. These were some of the big takeaways. Even if you look at the letter written by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the nation, the letter can be divided into 3 important parts. Number one, he has talked about all the reforms that the government has taken in last 6 years. Specifically, in last 1 year, he talks about all the reforms, be it in the record working in the parliament, taking everybody on board, passing all the reformist bill, be it bills like be it the Citizens Amendment Act or Article 370, which gives a message of national integration and unity. Second important part, he talks about how India, because of the public participation of 130 crore people, it was in a position to combat COVID-19. Okay. India is better placed as far as fighting COVID is concerned. And last but not the least, the third important part, how can we take this challenge and how can we convert this challenge into opportunity by becoming Atmanirbhar Bharat? So that is something what Modi government is talking about when it completes the 1 year of the Modi 2.0. And that's the message of Prime Minister Modi, that converting challenge into opportunity, converting weaknesses into strength. And of course, that's the way forward when you talk about Modi 2.0's 1 year. The message is loud and clear that we have to work more in order to achieve more from here.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Converting your challenges into opportunities. That's the big takeaway from Modi government 2.0 as it completes its first year. Thank you and appreciate you joining us, Arun Sharma, this morning with those updates. Moving ahead, in Rajasthan, the night curfew has been extended beyond May 31st to minimize the risk of a spurt in COVID-19 infections. The decision was taken during a high-level review meeting chaired by Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot. The Chief Minister asked officials to ensure that there should be no laxity in the night curfew in the state. He also directed authorities to reschedule prohibited area as per the number of active infected cases so that curfew is continued only in the affected area. Rajasthan will also hold the 10th and 12th remaining board exam dates, for which the Rajasthan board will make the announcement soon. Moving on, Shramik special trains will continue to run till the time the migrants reach their destination. In a press briefing, the Railway Board Chairman Vinod Kumar Yadav said that Shramik trains will be scheduled on the same day as railways get demand from originating state and will run the train on the next day itself. He said that only 4 trains out of a total of 3,840 have taken over 72 hours to reach their destination, and 90% trains have run with an average speed higher than normal Mail Express trains.
3,840 ट्रेनें अपने नियत रूट पे गई हैं, जो 71 ट्रेन 20 से 24 के बीच में जो 1.8% है, उनको हमने रूट्स डाइवर्ट किए और रूट्स डाइवर्ट किए। जो बिहार की ट्रेनें थी उनको हमने झारसीगुड़ा रूट से भेजा। झारसीगुड़ा रूट से जो जाती है ट्रेन वो वहीं से जाती है। गोरखपुर की सबसे ज्यादा ट्रेनें थी तो कुछ गोरखपुर की ट्रेनों को हमने छपरा होते हुए भेजा, झारसीगुड़ा से होके। ये सब एक टेक्निकल काम है जिसको कि हमारे कंट्रोलर्स ने बैठ के और जो एक उस समय स्थिति थी उस स्थिति को ध्यान में रखते हुए ट्रेनों को डाइवर्ट करा।
Chairman Railway Board also appealed to persons with comorbidities, pregnant women, children below the age of 10 years and persons above the age of 65 years to avoid travel.
हमारे श्रमिक भाई बहनों को हम पहुंचाने का काम हमने किया है। 52 लाख भाइयों को लेके गए, हम भाई बहनों को लेके गए और पिछले एक हफ्ते में 3 लाख प्रतिदिन के हिसाब से लेके गए और जिस हिसाब से अब रिक्वायरमेंट कम आ रही है, मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि आने वाले कुछ दिनों में हमारे जितने भाई बहन हैं उनको हम उनके गंतव्य स्थान तक पहुंचा लेंगे।
Railway Board Chairman Vinod Kumar Yadav urged the media persons to avoid telecasting unverified news related to the Shramik special train.
केवल 4 ट्रेनें 4 दिन से ज्यादा टाइम लगा है, जिसमें कि वो ट्रेन लैंडस्लाइड का 12 घंटे का इशू था। वो ट्रेन मडगांव से लेके वहां तक जा रही थी। बाकी सारी ट्रेनें जो मैंने कहा कि 90% ट्रेनें अपने मेल एक्सप्रेस के जो एवरेज टाइम है वो सब डेटा हमारे पास है उससे गई हैं और केवल 10% टाइम में 2 घंटे 4 घंटे 5 घंटे का डिले हुआ। तो ये बिल्कुल फेक न्यूज है कि कोई ट्रेन भटक गई, कोई ट्रेन उधर चली गई, 9 घंटे सिवान पहुंचने में लग गया। ये सब प्लीज हम आपसे अनुरोध करते हैं कि इस तरह के न्यूज ना दें। जो हमारे भारतीय रेल के 12 लाख श्रमिक भाई बहन 24 घंटे काम कर रहे हैं, उनको मनोबल को तोड़ने में ये सहायक होती है।
Let's take a look at the numbers. A total of 3,840 Shramik special trains have operated till date. Over 52 lakh migrant workers have been taken to their destination with the help of these 3,840 trains. 52 migrants reaching their hometowns thanks to these special trains that were operated. 1,524 Shramik special trains operated just last week. Nearly 20 lakh people moved to the destination in the last week itself. Trains have been provided according to the demand of each state. 80% of the trains were operated to 2 states in particular, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. As of now, a demand for 450 trains exists. The Railways is providing them with food and drinking water on board, the things that are provided to the passengers. Railways is also operating in close coordination with the states. Only few trains were diverted between May 20th and 24th, and the diversion was caused only due to technical issues. 71 trains were diverted, which is less than 2% of the total trains that have been operated during this particular phase. Over 12 lakh railway employees are working day and night, and only 4 trains took more than 72 hours to reach their destination. More than 3,500 trains have operated at an average speed. People with medical emergencies, pregnant women, young children under the age of 10 years should only travel if it is necessary. Railway has also appealed not to create panic over passengers' death. The centre is bearing 85% of the cost of the Shramik special trains. Migrant workers do not have to pay any railway fare. Railways have also arranged for doctors on board. Well, now moving to the Vande Bharat mission. Vande Bharat mission is in full swing. Phase 2 will continue till the 13th of June. Government has planned to bring back over 1 lakh stranded Indians from 60 countries by the end of phase 2. Government has informed that nearly 47,000 Indians have returned to the country till date. During phase 2, a total of 429 Air India flights from 60 countries are scheduled to land in India. Navy will be making 4 more sorties to bring back returnees from Iran, Sri Lanka and the Maldives. Private airlines have now been included as part of the phase 2 of Vande Bharat mission. Charter flights have also begun to operate, and return of Indian nationals through land borders has commenced. Directorate General of Civil Aviation has issued guidelines for stakeholders like pilots and engineers to deal with locust swarms. In its circular, the aviation regulator said that the locusts pose a threat to aircraft in the critical landing and takeoff phase of a flight. It said almost all air intake ports of the aircraft will be prone to ingestion in large numbers if the aircraft flies through a swarm. Pilot and static sources can also get partially or fully blocked while flying through locust swarms. The DGCA said that large swarms could also obstruct visual ground contact over a large area. Therefore, flights under the visual flight rules also need to be aware of their presence. It added that air traffic controllers and pilots, when aware of locust presence in the vicinity of their aerodrome, are advised to share their information with all arriving and departing flights. The DGCA said as far as possible, it's strongly advised that flights should be avoided through any known locust swarm. Well, let's now take a look at the latest update on COVID-19 from across the country. According to the Health and Family Welfare Ministry, 89,987, that's the active cases. The people that have been cured, the number stands at 71,105, while the fatalities number stands at 4,706. That is the people who have lost their life due to COVID-19. A quick look at the global numbers. Global deaths linked to COVID-19 crossed the 3.6 lakh, that's 3,60,000 mark, while the reported cases of the virus crossed the 59 lakh mark. That's the global number that we are looking at. The US currently accounted for the highest number of COVID-related deaths in the world, with 1,02,709 deaths being reported in the United States of America, followed by United Kingdom in the second place, where 38,243 people have lost their lives. The other countries with over 25,000 deaths are Italy, France, Brazil and Spain, 3 European countries along with a South American country there. Over 35 countries led by the World Health Organization launched an initiative aimed at sharing vaccines, medicines and diagnostic tools to tackle the global COVID-19 pandemic. The project, known as COVID-19 Technology Access Pool, CTAP, would build a worldwide technology repository for vaccines, medicines and diagnostics to fight the pandemic. The WHO chief has invited companies or government that develop effective therapies to contribute the patents to a medicine patent tool, which would be then sub-license the patents to generic manufacturers. The effort, originally proposed in March by Costa Rica, aims to provide a one-stop shop for scientific knowledge, data and intellectual property amid a pandemic that has infected more than 59 lakh people and killed over 3,60,000 people. Meanwhile, well, that's all we have time for in this edition of news. Thanks for watching, but do take care of yourself and maintain social distancing. Bye.